therefore really allows merchants to kind of be a lot more flexible, and there's a lot more customization in terms of where your products are being surfaced and really how your products are presented on the marketplace overall.
So if you do not want to do this manually, we're actually automating the process with some of our software partners. Once we finish building the automated connection, we'll be able to add product categories attributes through your ERP softwares. So right now, some of our partners in the US for our North American merchants, Channel Advisor actually has completed their integration, and Quipt is working on the integration. We will actually be hosting a separate webinars to walk through that process. If you're interested, you will be contacted via a follow-up email after this webinar if you're interested. If your ERP software was listed either in North America, APAC, or Europe, reach out to point of contact at that company and learn about how you can automatically sync your categories and attributes to Wish. So there's other ways to become an early adopter. You can manually add your categories, subcategories, attributes on the Wish merchant dashboard if you don't want to wait, or upload a taxonomy information via a CSV file.
All right. So just to kind of better visualize this taxonomy process overall, we put together this quick recording of what we have on merchant dashboard. So this won't look exactly the same if your ERP is integrated, but it is something that is available within merchant dashboard itself. So the first one is category selection. So we have both a search and tree-based visualization to choose your category from. In addition to that is the predefined attributes that we have created. So this allows for a lot more structure so that we can really enhance search, backend feed recommendations, and also recommendation modules throughout the platform. And here we're showing kind of the differentiation between product level attributes and variation level attributes. So previously was the product level attributes that were applicable to all variations. And below here, upon the creation of a given variation, there's also many more predefined attribute fields and values that the merchant can specify that really get a lot more granular in terms of product description, so that this way a merchant doesn't have to really do a lot of stuffing within the title or the description to make sure that all of these attributes are being captured by our systems. And now it's done in a much more concise format and a lot more structured, which really helps our backend systems surface and expose the products that are most relevant to users on the marketplace overall. And then lastly, if you wanted to dive deeper into the overall category tree and the attributes that are available, we do have a separate page within merchant dashboard called Categories and Attributes. This has the same visualization as within the listing management workflow, so that you can play around and explore the tree a bit more granularly, as well as see a lot of the attributes that we have defined for each specific category below. So this will provide you a lot more kind of transparency and insight into the information that you can provide currently. And we're also open to a lot of feedback in regards to the tree structure and the attributes that you'd like to define if they aren't available currently. But I'll pass it back over to Patrick to kind of walk through some of the subtrees that we have defined within the new taxonomy.
Yeah, to go over the categories and subcategories. Home and garden, our top subcategories are home decor, arts and crafts and sewing, home textile, kitchen, dining and bar, and pet products. For sports, we have sports clothing, fitness and bodybuilding, camping and hiking, and cycling. For toys and hobbies, we have action and toy figures, outdoor fun and sports, stuffed animals, plush toys. For entertainment, we have board games and musical instruments. Jewelry and accessories, we have necklaces and pendants, rings, jewelry sets, bracelets, and bangles. For apparel accessories, we have glasses and hats. Luggage and bags, we have women's bags and men's bags. For shoes, we have men's shoes and women's shoes. Home improvement, we have lights and lighting, hardware, home appliances. For consumer electronics, we have earphones, headphones, smart electronics, camera and photo, video games. For computer and office, we have desktops, laptops, computer peripherals, mouse and keyboards. For cell phones and telecommunications, we have mobile phone accessories and phone bags and cases. For women's clothing, we have tops, underwear, and sleepwear, dresses, bottoms, activewear, and loungewear. For men's clothing, we have tops and tees, underwear and sleepwear, pants, hoodies, and sweatshirts. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, I can take it here. So just one note on the categories that we just mentioned. So that's not fully encompassing of all the categories that we have included in the taxonomy, just a lot of the top subcategories, as well as the top selling kind of leaf nodes where you can classify your products in. We really want to just call those out. For attributes specifically, the attributes that we've defined are very specific to the category itself. But what we have listed here is just kind of an example, particularly on clothing such as size, color, style, fabric, material, and genders. And as you will find when exploring kind of the different taxonomy, we do have a pretty wide array of the different attributes that you can define, and we tried to make it very flexible, just knowing that Wish is really our value prop because of our merchants. We sell a lot of unique items, so we really wanted to keep a wide flexibility in terms of the attributes that are defined as well. The next slide will kind of walk through really the value prop around why you should add attributes. So I think the biggest differentiation to keep in mind is that for categories, we do have an automated predicted category powered by an ML model that provides kind of like a rough estimation of what we feel the category should be for your given listing, which you're free to change. For attributes, we do not have that functionality, although it is something that we are working on the back end. And so as of right now, we are reliant on our merchants to provide this attribute specification so that we can power a lot of different downstream consumer workflows that will really help enhance the discoverability of different products on the platform. So to get a bit more specific within those value props, the first one is on the search relevancy and search specificity. A lot of these attributes will allow our search functionality to be a lot more granular and a lot more specific within intent-based discovery experiences, and therefore will definitely help propel that forward. In addition to that, we also are planning to implement listing quality score within the coming months, which will allow us to boost listings that have really the highest level of item level understanding that we've found our consumers most value within the shopping experience overall. So there'll be a lot more FAQs and documentation alongside the release of LQS, but attribute specification will definitely be a key part of this. In addition to that, there are some other consumer workflows that we have in the backlog that will really allow us to build on top of this attribute specification and enhance and build out new consumer experiences. But we still need merchants to specify these attributes so we can hit that critical mass and deliver those features, which will not only help our consumers, but obviously in turn will help our merchants increase their sales and ensure that we are exposing your products to the right consumers to in turn increase sales and conversion overall.
So if you guys have any questions, we will go ahead and use the question function. We will only be answering questions regarding the attribute updates. So first question, will this deck be available after the presentation? Yes, we will be sending a follow-up of the recording or the deck itself. What needs to be done for correct categorizations from a direct API integration?
Sure, so I could answer that. So within the API setup itself, we have implemented a new API endpoint called Taxonomy API. This allows you to fetch the category tree and really traverse the tree to find different categories and subcategories that you define best for your product listing. In addition to that, when it comes to kind of correct categorizations, we do have a validation mechanism in place upon listing upload, where we will verify that category on a machine basis with some human review involved as well. If we find that the category is misclassified, either mistakenly or on purpose, the product will still be active. We will use the Wish predicted category in that case and alert you to remediate that. And we also have a kind of a separate dispute process to ensure that if you feel strongly that that categorization is correct, we can really designate that category appropriately. But for more detail on that, feel free to reach out to Patrick and I can get a bit more descriptive on the details. Exactly.
We have another, we use an API integration. Will those be available and when?
Yeah, so all of this is available right now via direct API integration, as well as within CSV and UI. For ERP integration specifically, kind of depends on their roadmaps. But if you are integrating directly via the API, this is all available to you today.
Is there any other questions in regards to the product taxonomy update? Looks like there isn't. So we will go ahead and end it here. If you guys have any other questions, we will follow up with an email. You can reply there for any product taxonomy or API questions. And we will redirect if need be. But thank you again for joining this webinar and hope you all have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.